Hello everyone. In this video, we'll see simulation of local area network experiment number 2. So simulation of local area network has three sections. One is configuration of servers. The second one switch configuration. The third one router configuration. So first let us check how to do the configuration of servers. So in order to do the configuration of servers, let me select a switch. Maybe we'll go, this is the device palette in Packet Tracer. So I'll click the switch. I'll go to the PT switch. So I'm just placing the PT switch on the workspace. And then I wish to have few devices. Say I have two computers, and then I wish to have servers because we are going to do configuration of servers. So now let this be a DHCP server, and let this be DNS server, and let this be the HTTP server, right? Or the web server, right? So now the DHCP server, let us have the IP address 192.168.1.2, and the mask, the class C mask is applied, and 192.168.1.1. I wish to have the default gateway address is 1.1. And then the DNS server. So let's go to the desktop and give 192.168.1.3 and 192.168.1.1, right? And then let's take for the web server. Let's go to the desktop IP configuration and say 192.168.1.4, and the class C mask is applied, and 192.168.1.1, the default gateway, right? So the IP addresses for all the computers is given. And for the PCs, I wish to give the IP address through the DHCP server. So DHCP is nothing but the dynamic host configuration protocol server. So the IP address for those servers will come from, IP address of the computers will come from the DHCP server. So let us connect the devices. So let us take auto connect, and I have connected. So it says the cable cannot be connected to the port. So I'll tell you the procedure of adding ports to the switch. So let us click the switch, go to the, here we have in this tab, and I wish to zoom in. So here there is a power supply, so switch it off, right? And there are empty slots available. Find out whether it is the fast Ethernet port. It should read fast Ethernet. So once it read, so I have clicked the CFE here, and it comes as a fast Ethernet. So just drag this port and keep it in the empty slot. So after doing that, you have to switch it on, right? So it is on, and now you can close it, right? And now if you try to connect the switch on the PC, it is connected. So all the devices are connected. Now let us go to the first step, that is the DHCP configuration. So first, I would like to click the DHCP, go to the services, right? DHCP, put it on, and the gateway 192.168.1.1, and the DNS server is 192.168.1.3. So already I have given the DNS server this IP address. And as we are doing static IP for all the servers, let me start the IP address for computers from 10 because it should not overlap. So let me start with 10. And to the maximum, I wish to have 50 computers in this LAN. So what is that? You'll put the servers on, give the default gateway address, give the DNS server address, start it with 192.168.1.10, and then the maximum users I wish to have it as 50. And don't forget to click the save. Now, if you click the save, all these details are changed. Now the DHCP is active. So let us see if DHCP is active. Go to the desktop, IP configuration, and let's click DHCP. It is requesting the IP address. Yes, the DHCP request is successful. The computer has got its IP address from the server. Similarly, let us also check in PC1. Go to desktop, IP configuration, DHCP, and yes, it has got the IP address. So successfully we have configured the DHCP server and we have got the IP addresses from PCs for the PC0 and PC1 from the DHCP server. Fine. Now let us understand the use of these two servers, right? So I have a web server and we have configured the IP address of the web servers as 192.168.1.4. So we humans are very good in remembering the names, but very poor in remembering the numbers. Suppose I ask you to recite some 10 names, you will do that. But if I ask you to tell those 10 names phone numbers, we are very poor in doing it. But what does the computer understand? The computer can understand only the numbers. So, uh, we cannot remember the IP address of Google, the IP address of Amazon, the IP address of Cricinfo or whatever URL you want to access. You cannot remember the IP address. What you can remember is google.com or amazon.in or cricinfo.com. So there is somebody who is translating us the purpose. Okay, so suppose if I give 192.168.1.4, yeah, it responds. The web page is displaying here. Okay, I can just click, go back and all the stuff. But suppose if I type www dot say my web ID is karunya.edu. So I just stop, go to the web browser, right? And yeah, suppose I say www.karunya.edu. No, it is not responding. Okay, because as of now, the computer cannot understand the name. Okay, so I'm going to enable the translation service. So the translator is the DNS server. So let us go to the DNS server and let's go to the services, DNS, put it on. Okay, let's put it on and I'll say www.karunya.edu is nothing but 192.168.1.4. Okay, so your IP 1.4, your web server's IP has to be recorded here and click add. So a record has been added. Now let us see whether this PC is able to understand www.karunya.edu. I go to the same web browser and I'm just waiting. Here I type www.karunya.edu. Yeah, now you could see that it is loaded. The DNS has translated, right? Right. So the second part is the switch configuration. In order to show you a demo on switch configuration, I wish to show you with the packet tracer file, right? So here is a question given class A. So there are two switches and the switches has to be assigned with an IP address 10.10.10.100 and 10.10.10.150 and 10.10.10.4 and 10.10.10.5 should be the IP for the computers, right? And then some objectives are being given and the scenario is also given and the requirements is also given here. So what should be done with this topology? And the first thing that we have to do is to set the profile, right? So you have to go to the profile, give your name. I just give my name and also your Karunya email ID, right? Click OK, right? So that is done. Fine. Now let us assign the IP address to the computers. Let's go to the student one computer. Click desktop. So what is the IP given? So it is 10.10.10.4, right? And no default gateway instructions is given. So I'm just leaving it as it is. And similarly, go to student 2, go to desktop, IP configuration and give 10.10.10.5. Fine. So the IP address to the computer is given. Now we have to do the configuration in the switches. So a step-by-step procedure is given. Use a console connection to access each switch. So now if suppose I click the switch, it has said configuration is locked. So what I'm supposed to do is I have to take a console cable, here a light blue color cable, right? Connect to a computer, RS-232, and I should connect to the switch to the console. right? Click the console port. Now, if I go to a computer, I just go to a terminal. Do not make any changes here. Click OK. The switch is done here. Okay, the switch is available. All right, the switch is available. So now you are in the user execution mode. All right. To proceed further, I'll give enable. Now we are in the privilege execution mode. To do any configuration, I'll give config T. It is still in the global configuration mode, right? So now I'm supposed to do changes to the switch. It is said that the switch name has to be changed, right? So what is the name of the switch? It is class A. So let us go here and say host name is, don't give the exact name. If it is capital, you should give capital. If it is in small, you should. So the host name has been changed to class A. And use the 8UBRU password for all lines. So now let us check how to do password, how to set a password for the lines. So what is lines? So in order to secure this mode, okay, whenever I just go inside a switch, I just access a switch using console, it should prompt me to enter a password. That is a secure way of connecting a switch. So in order to secure this mode, I'm going to give a password. The command is line console 0, right? And then I set a password. Exactly give the same password given in the question, A2BRU, right? And then I say login and give exit. So now I have set a password for it. Then it is said that use this for the secret password. Okay. So I'm supposed to use this for secret password. So for the command is enable secret, right? Enable secret, capital C, exactly use the same word, W, R, E, right? So I have also enabled the secret password. Then encrypt all clear text password. So I just give an exit and say show run, show run. So you see that the host name is there, then the enable secret password is given, okay? And if suppose I just go still down, okay, I can see all the interfaces. And I could see that the password is very open. Okay, the password is shown as it is, right? So we have to secure this mode. We have to secure this password. So I just say config T and I just give service password hyphen encryption. The command is service password hyphen encryption. Yes, done. I have secured all the password. Now configure an appropriate message of the day. I'm supposed to configure the message of the day. In order to do that, the command is banner MOTD, right? You can use hash unauthorized users, or I just say hash authorized users only, right? I'm just giving authorized users only. So the configure addressing for all the devices according to the addressing table. So in a switch, we cannot give the IP address. Okay, we cannot assign IP address, but to the virtual LAN of a switch, I can assign an IP address. So I'm just going to the int VLAN1, right? IP address. So class A should be 10.10.10.100 and the mask is class A mask. This is a IP address. So I'm doing a class A mask and give a no shut so that the port is on, right? So that step is also done. And the last step is save your configuration. Okay, so you are supposed to save your configuration. Give an exit. Again, give an exit. Temporarily, this is stored in a running memory, right? So I have to save copy, run to start, right? Okay, click OK. Copy, run to start and click OK. So this is how I have to do the configuration for the switches. Now, have I done correctly? I can do the verification as well. I can go to the check result. Okay. So go to the assessment items. Yeah, this is okay, but the mask is wrong. Let us check that. Okay, so for class A, I've given the MOTD, everything is right. Okay, so, and again, I have to do the same configuration. Again, the mask is incorrect. Let me check what is the correct mask required. Okay, we'll correct it. Fine. So now all the configuration is done. So just we can close this using this close button. Okay, and we can go to the what is the mask given? Let us check. Oh, it is the mask is given here. Let's correct it. I'll go to the desktop. We'll go to the desktop and the mask has to be corrected as 255. It is subnetted mask, which you will be discussing very soon in the IP addressing unit, right? So I'll close here, assimilate to the student 2, come to the IP configuration and give the correct mask 255.255.255.0. Let's close it, right? And I'm just opening the student one terminal. Okay. Now, let's go here. By mistake, we have given the wrong mask, right? So what can we do now? I'll give you the procedure to change it, configuration, and int VLAN 1. So just give a no IP address. So the IP address of the VLAN will be deleted, right? How can we check that? Just if you hover your mouse, is it coming? Okay. So the IP address will be deleted, right? So now we can give the new IP address 10.10.10.100 255.255.255.0. Okay, then give a no shut and exit, and don't forget to copy run to start, because only then it will be overwritten. Okay, now let's go to the check result assessment item. Yeah, everything is right in class A. Similarly for all the computers. Now the similar procedure has to be done for class B as well. So let us close it, and now I'm just going to the delete. I'm deleting the console cable because the configuration of this class A is done. So again, I'm taking here, I'm going to the RS-232 class B console. I'm connecting the class B switch. So let's go to this terminal. Okay, right, and come here. Just fine. Now the switch 2 is connected, right? So EN config T, right? And use the name, host name, host name, you have to give class -B, right? And then password, line console 0, password 8UBRU, right? And then give a login and exit. The login password is done. Then the secret password, enable secret, right? C9WRE, right? And enable secret password is done. Then I should encrypt all the passwords. So service password encryption. The password is also done. The password encryption is also done. So message of the day, banner, MOTD, give authorized users only. Yeah, it is done. So address, you have to do the VLAN 1. So let me find what is the IP address. Yeah, it is IP address at 10.10.10.150 and the mask is 255.255.255.0. It is there in the addressing table. Okay, then give a no shut. So after this, give an exit, and just go here and copy run to start, right? So copy run to start is done, right? So now you see that the completion is 100%. You can go and check the result in the assessment items. Yeah, everything is done. So you could also see here the score has been updated, right? So this is how you have to do a configuration. So a similar file will be given to you in the lab for the output verification. So this is how you have to do the configuration there. So the third one is the router configuration. So let me click a router. Here again, I'm just going for the PT router. Here I'll give the router. I'll go to the symbol. I'm going to connect the switch and the router. So the switch and the router is connected. And now you see here, I'll click the router and so I'll go to the CLA of the router. So would you like to enter the initial configuration? Just give an N, enter. So now here it is in the user execution mode, enable config T, right? And you can give host name, right? So default underscore router. So I'm going to set the host name as the default underscore router. So then I just give line console 0, right? And set a password. So you can set a password 12345, any password that you need, give a login, right? And then I'm just giving enable secret. Okay, again, I can give 56789, right? And then I'm going to encrypt all the password, service password encryption. Okay, similarly, you can give banner MOTD hash default fault router, right? So I am just giving this. And now to enable the IP address int FA4/0. So this is the port where which is connected to this network. Okay, so FA4/0 is the port. So I'm going to give FA4/0 int. So IP address 192.168.1.1, right? 255.255.255.0. Okay, then give a no shut so that the port is connected. So I'll just give an exit, and say copy, run to start. Yes. Now I just give an exit. You see that it is prompting. So the banner that you have given will be displayed here, default router. It is prompting for a password. So I just give a password and give an enable. Again, it is prompting for a next password 56789. And now we are in the configuration mode. So this is the way how you have to do it. So in the laboratory, for the given topology of yours, you have to do all these three configuration.